It's Friday, and you know what that means. Just a Bit Outside radio show, live on the air, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Share the link, share the love. Thanks for joining us as always. And I gotta say, this is such a huge weekend in sports overall. So much stuff going on that it's got the East Coast rocking and shaking. As always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how's it going?
I see what you did there, big homie. That's funny.
Did you feel it?
You know, no.
I
want to say that I did, but no.
Me neither.
I was sitting in my kitchen about to eat breakfast, and maybe I did, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. But opened up my phone and social media, whatever, and then I'm seeing like all these posts, and I'm like, yeah, I feel it.
What time did it happen anyway?
I want to say like early in the morning, like 8 o'clock ish. That's what I want to say.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I want to say like 8, 9 o'clock. I think so. Yeah.
All right. So like full transparency here. I got the day off. I took the day off because it's Wrestlemania weekend. You know, I'm such a freak, and I'm getting hyped up, and we're gonna talk about that later. But so knowing I had the day off, I was up really late last night. So I slept in this morning. I know I was up around 8 though, because I had gotten up for something, and then I ended up going back to bed for a little while.
I did the same thing, man. Isn't it great?
And, yeah, hell yeah. And I woke up like 12:30, I think.
Oh.
For the second time, woke up.
Yeah, no, that's a hell of a nap, man. I love it.
And like that's when I saw like earthquake. I was like, what? I didn't feel anything. And there's a coworker of mine that lives like a mile down the road, I think, and she said her whole house shook. Like she thought. So, I mean, obviously something happened around here too, but I just didn't feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always think it's weird when some people are like, "Yeah, my whole house shook," and then like half a mile down the road, same neighbor is basically saying, "I didn't feel shit." The contrasts are always so funny. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, I live in the. I mean, you live like higher story than me, but I live in the basement, so like surrounded by a lot of earth, so it's compacted, so I can see where that doesn't translate well to me feeling it as much as others. But who knows?
Yeah, so we started off the weekend with a bang or whatever, a rumble.
Welcome, everyone. Let's test and see if this thing's working again. Gonna have some feedback, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear your voice. So
Okay.
we're back. And I believe everything that we said to open the show did not go out.
Okay, so let's run it back.
Welcome, everyone. Just a bit outside radio show. Friday, you know what that means. Share the link, share the love. Facebook, YouTube, you know how we do it. And man,
I don't even remember what the fuck.
we talked about some rocking and some rolling and some earthquakes.
Yeah, the president's here. The bridge is still down. There's a lot going on around town. Let's just go ahead. Yes, we were like in the middle. We were really in a good discussion about the Orioles. We were talking about how we met last week, and we were just in the beginning of the season. Opening day had just gone by. We were talking about Grayson Rodriguez, Corbin Burns. At this point now in the season, we're going through the rotation for the second time. We saw Corbin Burns on Wednesday, another decent outing. We have now gotten 2 looks at Grayson Rodriguez. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. Like, did I get us up to speed?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 dubs for Grayson Rodriguez. Today, they were up in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. We have another win for the Orioles to, I think, take their record to 6-2, I believe.
Yep.
With today's 5-2 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, as I said earlier, Grayson Rodriguez today went 6 innings, had 7 Ks. I would have to say, pretty decent outing for Grayson. His first start was against the Los Angeles Angels. Okay, so he got the win there as well with another strong outing. He had in that 13-4 win, he had 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. So Grayson Rodriguez is starting off pretty strong, Mark.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I think the whole squad has.
Yes. We just had a series with the Kansas City Royals, and it's just been my experience that Kansas City Royals games tend to be a little dry. Okay, at least with us.
Wait, dry?
Yeah. Well, okay, all right. When I say, okay, let me back that up. Okay. Let me back that up. And when I say dry, I mean not a lot of runs scored. Okay, in comparison to other games. Okay. Now, clearly this season, this series that just went past against the Royals was very exciting. It was not it wasn't dry in that sense. It was very moist.
Wow.
I know. I went there. Well, we had 2 walk-offs against the Royals, right?
And you were hyped over those.
I was because, especially the second one. The first one I kind of felt was coming, but the second one, I was feeling the magic. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And last season, the Orioles was like a second half of the game kind of team. If they were up there as far as most comeback wins. Remember, we talked about that a lot. And they like to score runs in the second half of the game, and it's very good, and it feels good to see that type of that type of production is still going here in the 2024 season. So, Mark, I wanted to give out our kind of our Jabo grades for what we have seen thus far in the handful of games with the Orioles. What's your grade for the start of the season?
Oh, solid A.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
gonna go like minus or plus or anything. Just solid A.
I
Four and
like
two
that.
record. You always want to win the series. You can't sweep every one of them. Those Sunday games always seem to be like the loser.
Yeah,
um, but yeah, I mean, you can't beat 4-2 record to start and 5-2 now. So yeah,
yeah,
solid A.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be. I mean, as always, it's going to be a tight race within the AL. Everybody's got it off to a decent start. There's only one team below 500, and that's Tampa Bay, and that's only by one game. Um, Yankees took a L today against the Toronto Blue Jays. Um, they're sitting up top right now, but the Orioles are half game out, and we all know that this is going to be one of the more exciting divisions to follow throughout the season, as the rankings, that top three is going to shift, and I can guarantee you that damn near everybody in the AL East is going to have a position at some point in time in the top three uh, throughout the season.
Yeah, and I think it's worth pointing
I
out
think
too.
that's saying. Honestly, even with Tampa Bay, they could get at some point. They could get to that third or second. Everybody's going to have a chance in the top three.
Yeah,
That's my prediction for the season, and I think it's pretty solid.
definitely, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think it's worth pointing out that while the Orioles are a half game out from the Yankees for first in the division, the Yankees have played one more game.
Yes, they have.
So, that next game
Take
we
that
might be
game out,
six and
we'd all
two.
be tied.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I love it. I love the perspective. I love the perspective. We got two more. I think we got two more games against the Pirates. We should, I'm looking for our first uh, series sweep. There's another bold prediction for you right there with these Pittsburgh Pirates. Um, we've just been doing that well, and it seems like every night we've got a different hero, right?
Yeah.
We've had Colton Cowser one night, or Hearn today. Mountcastle. We've really been spreading. Jordan, what is it, Westberg?
Westford.
We've been spreading the love around. And then it's like anybody can pop up and be the hero, and that makes for some really exciting baseball with the Orioles, man. The magic is in full effect. I love it.
Yeah, let me just tell you something too, because Orioles, we love the passionate fan base, but we know how fans can be fans.
Yes.
One person who can't do that, who can't win for the Orioles right now, and that's Holiday,
Okay.
because he's down in AAA,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we all know that, me, you, we had a text conversation that the Norfolk Tide put up some massive runs the other day,
Yeah.
and now people are like, bring up Jackson Holiday now, bring up. It's a 1 week into the season. People relax.
Yeah. That's a fan base for you. But
He'll
the
be
one
up.
thing that we do trust is that the Orioles know when to bring people up.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen it with Gunner. Um, and a few of the other players, like, Grayson Rodriguez, even though, he had a bumpy start last season, but it seems like they have worked on things with him, and he seems to, with these two games has kind of turned the corner. So, like they say, let's just trust the process. One thing is for certain, and, I said this at the beginning of the season, the lineup is solid.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the lineup is solid, dude. We are scoring runs every game. Okay, and the two losses that we have, like Mark said, Sunday seem to be, I don't know, there's something about that Sunday. Those two losses, we both losses score was 4-1, identical scoring. But the other five games, we're getting it out there, and the defense is looking good. For the most part, generally. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, um, let's just be patient. That kid's got plenty of baseball ahead of him. And let's rock with the team that we have now. And they're productive, they're successful. Come on, just give it a break. Be
Yeah.
satisfied.
He'll be up
I just
eventually. A month from now.
Yeah, yeah, and like I wouldn't be surprised if it's not till the second half of the season.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't
Wow.
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Repetition and looks and everything doesn't hurt. It never hurts.
And look,
It only hurt. It only helps.
AAA pitchers are damn well gonna throw a ball better than I ever could in my life, but they're
Yeah,
still AAA, not Major League. So he can do
true.
that against AAA pitchers, but once he steps up, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I said, give them as much time as you possibly can. I mean, if you're winning, you know, and if there is no glaring area of concern, why do it?
Exactly.
Just continue to work on this gentleman until this young kid until he's like, extremely refined and polished and ready to go. Because I'm telling you right now, um, with the you want them to feel good, right?
Yep.
And you're dealing with a team that has a lot of experience, that is doing very well. I mean, it could be you could put a lot of unnecessary pressure on a kid, unnecessarily. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
me personally, I like to see them take their time with it. I like what I'm seeing with our guys right now, so I'm satisfied, man. But I guess I'm different. I don't know.
Well, hey, speaking of teams with experience, I think there's a whole lot of teams with experience starting to play tonight and
Yeah.
all this weekend. We got some Final Fours coming up.
Yes. Yes. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the one that's going down right now. We've got North Carolina State. Um, the men's and women's doing the damn thing. I'm so impressed. Going up against South Carolina, they're striving to continue their perfection. Right now, we're in the first quarter. South Carolina is up by 1 on NC State. Coach Don Staley for South Carolina has been all up and through social media. She is a delight, so much fun, very funny woman. And it seems like they've been getting most of the burn in regards to this matchup.
Yeah.
How do you like NC State's chances in this game, though, man?
Well, honestly, going into it, they're what 11.5 point dogs,
Yeah.
and I kind
I
of
felt like
figured,
that was too many points, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I figured they'd cover the spread,
Yeah.
but looking at the score,
Yeah.
there's 2 minutes
Yeah.
left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think they did that same shit last week. I think South Carolina State was like 12.5 last week. And, I just felt like, at this stage in the competition, holy crap, NC State is up now.
Yeah.
At this stage in the competition, the double-digit spreads are extremely disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't happen. Now, granted, every once in a while there's an anomaly where teams with lack of experience or whatever just drop the ball and get their ass beat. But this is not going to be the case. tonight, I would have expected more along the lines of a 5 or 6 point spread. I think they've given us double than what they should have, me personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, are you willing to go bold enough to say, hey, NC State's got what it takes? I mean, I know we're looking at a 16 game right now, but I mean, NC State's got a lot of dog in them. Do you think they have what it takes? Are we gonna jump out on the ledge and say, yeah, they're gonna win the game tonight? I know we both, we've been riding the South Carolina train. Do you want to deviate from that plan?
I mean, that's the thing. I want to. I if you told me in the first quarter that they were hanging with South Carolina, I probably would have guffawed. But
yeah,
I just can't go against South Carolina.
I can't either. I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there willing, really willing to, especially before this game even started, is willing to go against South Carolina. I mean, it's just such a well-oiled machine. But hey, alas, we are locked up at the end of the first quarter. It is looking to be a very good one. Also, speaking of good games, second game of the double dip. I guess you would probably say this is really the main event of the night. We've got UConn taking on Iowa, 3 seed against the 1 seed. We all know that UConn handled business last week against Juju and USC, and we all saw the Caitlin Clark slugfest against Angel Reese and LSU, where Iowa reigns supreme. Whew. So tonight we have Paige Beckers and we got Caitlin Clark on the mic again tonight. I'm just gonna start it off, man. I'm going with UConn. Just simply for the fact that, I'm just so anti-Iowa. I'm not even gonna, try to sugarcoat it or talk some, BS. I am just so anti-Iowa. I am hoping that, UConn can pull this thing off. I think right now Iowa's like 2.5 point favorites. I think that's pretty sensible and respectable.
3.5. But yeah.
3.5. Okay. All right. It's gone up since this morning. Okay. And, man, I mean, you still, how you feeling? You got UConn or you got Iowa? Last week Caitlin Clark, went for what? Damn near 40 points.
41.
Yeah. 41. Okay. 41 points against LSU. LSU tried to throw multiple looks at her, and LSU that's a team of big girls. They're a bigger sized team, and like I said, they threw multiple looks at her. Van Lith, Johnson, and she just handled business. And I'm wondering if UConn will be able to contain her.
Yeah, I mean, I watched pretty much all that game too.
Me too.
And
Me too.
It seemed like they had Caitlin, I don't know about frustrated, but just that first half she wasn't on her game.
Yeah.
And she definitely made that big roaring comeback in the second half and took control. If UConn could figure out to replicate what LSU did, then they got a chance. But you can't argue against Caitlin Clark's 41 points.
You know what, Mark? Watched the whole game too, and what I saw last week that I am not expecting to happen. Well, not last week. This week, Monday. They're not expecting to happen again tonight. The others on Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, they were hitting the 3-pointers too. You can't do that every game. And like you said, if UConn can manage to replicate what LSU is doing, I think they have a better shot. I really feel like the others in Iowa, the basketball guys were on their side. It just seemed like everything they put in the air went down. I mean, it was like at one point for every 2-pointer inside post bucket LSU scored, there was somebody coming down and shooting a 3 at the other end. It was really amazing, and I don't think you can replicate that again. 2 weeks, 2 games in 1 week.
Yeah. The professor drops a very good point. If Iowa keeps it up tempo, they should win. If UConn can slow it down, they win. They only have 7 players.
Yeah.
You got to keep it slow when you're down that many players.
Yeah.
But you know the biggest loser in all of this is the fans. The game is going to be on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Don't get me wrong, ESPN, sports leader network for 40 plus years. But that game, LSU and Iowa, that was on ABC. 12.6 million average viewers, highest in women's college basketball history. It peaked at 16 million, and if ABC were smart, they'd throw that jam on ABC again tonight.
I agreed. Yeah, I mean, you said it. You've laid it out. There's nothing I can really add to that. I totally agree with you. I was wondering where you were going with that, but I totally agree.
Yeah, get as many eyeballs on that as you can.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about the 2 games for tonight. We kind of talked about the the Elite 8 a little bit for the women's side. Let's jump on over to the men's side. And their Final Four starts tomorrow. Okay. Gosh, I did not realize this, or I realized it and did not say it earlier, but when is the last time that we've had 2 colleges with men's and women's in the Final Four?
I don't even know.
I don't think
happened.
ever. Yeah, so tomorrow we got NC State again. The men's is rocking out against Purdue, and then we have the main event. We have Roll Tide, Alabama against UConn. I really think out of all of the teams in the Final Four, UConn is the only one that people had that I guess that was like really supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I know for a fact a lot of people did not pick NC State. Some people picked Purdue. Okay, yeah. I think I'm more shocked about that than NC State, honestly. And Alabama, so we've got some good stuff here. First things first. I'm really excited about this NC State Purdue game.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, man.
I mean, it's an 11 seed. 11 seeds made it before, but very rarely. And I was positive NC State, good for them getting to Sweet 16, but they're out of it now. Nah, they tore through the Elite 8. Here they are. I mean,
beat the brakes off of Duke. Holy crap.
And Purdue's looked amazing too this tournament.
Yeah, they really surprised me in the second half of their Elite 8 performance. I mean, just really pulled away. I mean, the Boilermakers put it in turbocharge and was just pushing.
Yeah.
Pushing, man. And we are featuring 2 big guys. It's a battle of the big guys, right? I cannot wait to see what DJ Burns does with Zach Edey, right? I mean, is this not like the heavyweight matchup of NCAA Final Four history? Like, man, it's going to be so sweet. Mark, what are your thoughts on this? To me, it was going to be an epic battle.
I can't say it better myself. Epic battle. Like,
yeah,
you got these 2 big guys, Edie and DJ, and I mean, we thought we had an earthquake here or New York. There's gonna be one in Phoenix because those big guys are gonna be bringing it down. And
it's going down.
I don't think we're necessarily gonna see a high scoring game, but we're gonna see a. I mean, it might even be fast-paced, but still not high-scoring. Just aggressive, balls to the wall, like 76, 74 kind of thing. But it's going to be a fight, a scrap.
Yeah. And you know, like you said, it might be somewhat fast paced, but when you are playing your game through your big man, through your post game, those games tend to be a little bit slower, right? Than than you running through, say your guards or your forwards. All right. I mean, it's not just going to be, up and down jump shooting fest as we have seen in some of the other games. I think both teams are going to work through the post, especially NC State. That's what they've been doing this whole tournament, right? They have in DJ Burns a specific skill set with this big guy. Not only is his footwork great, like you can really trust him in that post game, but he has great court vision and can pass his ass off. Okay, so when I'm just agreeing with you that I think it's not going to be a high scoring game. We're gonna have a lot of post work. We're gonna have a lot of setups, not a whole lot of transition work, if you will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so Purdue is, I believe, 8.5 point favorites. I find that extremely disrespectful. I think this is the same type of situation where we just talked about with South Carolina. Extremely too many points. Mark, I mean, do you think they overdid it a little bit with this one?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's that NC State shouldn't be here mentality, I think, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a little bit more than that. But yeah, I think they'll definitely beat that spread.
Yeah. So outsiders, first easy money pick. Well, not even first one. I'm gonna say third. Well, second one, because we really didn't pick one for the UConn game.
Yeah.
But I would take NC State in the points. This is a team that has been battle tested. 5 wins, 5 games, 6 wins, 7 games, 7 wins, 7 games. They have not shown any signs of fatigue. They have not been taking the foot off the neck, and they have gone into every one of these games as an underdog with a chip on the shoulder and a why not us attitude. They're going to keep it going, you guys. And they have seen some pretty good competition in this last couple of weeks of basketball, and I do not believe, I wouldn't even think that they're going to blink their eyes in this face of adversity. I don't think they're afraid of Purdue at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep riding the train, man. I was in it early. I'm gonna keep riding the train, and I'm going to go ahead and say, I might even put the money down on it tomorrow. NC State comes out of this joint on top. Yes, I'm going for it. This is going to be one of the best Cinderella stories in NCAA history with this team. I believe it.
Yeah.
We've had our doubts about Purdue.
Oh, I definitely did. Yeah,
both of us.
And they showed up and showed out.
Yes, they have.
You look back at last year, San Diego State made it to the finals. Why can't NC State?
Yeah. That's where I'm going with it. What's your pick for tomorrow, first game?
Even money. I can't pick a winner. Like, I think I want Purdue, or not necessarily want, but like that's where my head is saying. But you can't go against NC State. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess if I had to pick, I'd pick Purdue just because. But
yeah,
this is gonna be a good game. Maybe the best of the Final Four.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Alabama and UConn. I think this is a much easier pick. It is for me, at least. UConn's looking like a team of destiny, right? I believe in my bracket, I picked them to win it all. Yeah. A lot of people have. Mark, Alabama have any chance in success against these UConn Huskies tomorrow? Spread, you guys, is UConn -11.5, and I kind of agree with this one.
Yeah. Look, in the women's game, we talked about the 11.5 point spread and how disrespectful it was. This one,
It's on the money.
that's being incredibly respectful to Alabama because UConn's
Yeah.
been handling people. The Elite Eight game against Illinois, they won 77-52.
Yeah.
That's the Elite Eight. That you never see that score in that round.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think out of all of the Final Four games, this one is going to be like the one blowout.
Yeah.
It could potentially get like that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're both on point. We're both on point with that, right? We're both going with UConn.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Hold on really quickly. If you don't mind, I just would like to give an update on that women's game, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Right now, NC State, South Carolina, we are in the second quarter, and South Carolina is up by 2 points.
Okay.
So, in the few minutes that we have left, let's get the real on wrestling. I mean, it's the eve of Wrestlemania. Everybody is abuzz and excited, including Mark. And any last minute tidbits you'd like to share with our wrestling fans online today?
Just, I am so mad at the sports gods for Final Four and WrestleMania on the same weekend. I know it happens every year, but it's such BS that, we're going to have these games going on tomorrow night while WrestleMania is going on tomorrow night.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And I am absolutely hyped for WrestleMania this year. Every year they say, oh, it's the biggest ever. It's not really true, and you know that? This year it is. It's the 40th WrestleMania. You got night one, The Rock and Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. If The Rock and Roman Reigns wins, then the next night Roman's title defense against Cody will be Bloodline Rules. Anything goes, and he's always got the Bloodline there for backup. And when you got the Bloodline there, Roman's gonna retain that title. Just the hype on this thing has been so amazing.
And they've done a good job promoting it, I feel like.
Yeah. Pat McAfee's show was live there from WWE World.
Yes.
The fan experience today. All 3 hours were WWE. It was a great show. I was very. They had some sound troubles, just like us at the beginning, but
retrograde Mercury.
Gatorade. And I mean, Monday night was the last Raw before WrestleMania, and really, while WrestleMania is 2 nights technically, I think it's kind of 3 nights now because SmackDown's gonna be Friday anyway. You got SmackDown starting at 8. So what? About 15 minutes from now, and then 10 o'clock after SmackDown's over there on Peacock, you got the Hall of Fame ceremony. Always a great thing to see the legends of yesteryear getting their flowers. Tomorrow at 12 is the NXT pay-per-view, Stand and Deliver. That's the developmental people coming in and having their things. Trick Mello, like, you got Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, once best friends, now bitter rivals, and that's going to be the kind of the end of their feud. And I'd love to see both of them go up to the main roster after the WrestleMania. That's going to be a fire match.
Word.
And then after that, the WrestleMania kickoff show starts at 5. The night one starts at 7. Do it all again Sunday. Sunday is also the return of the Slammy Awards, kind of their Oscars, 10:30 in the morning. And I might see if I can do a little video game preview like I did with the Super Bowl. That
would be really dope.
Kind of maybe between Stand and Deliver and the kickoff show, so like probably around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, why not?
See if the video game can give us some predictions on who's going to win these matches.
I like that.
Man, like it's been such an amazing build, and so excited to see it. And of course, there's always the Raw after Mania, also from Philly, Monday night, where a lot of surprises and new stories start. So it is like the most hype time to be a wrestling fan.
Amen. Amen. Very exciting. So I guess all of our wrestling fans will be on the lookout on the show page, look on social media, see what Mark's got for us to get you ready for the main event
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
tomorrow. So, oh yeah, definitely. I think I've checked off everything off the menu. Is there anything that you'd like to get in before we sign off for the night?
I think that is it.
Okay. Well, you guys, you know how we end this show. Baltimore spread love, yo. We thank you for tuning in, taking the time out on a Friday evening to chop it up with us on the sports tip. You know how much we love that. As always, let's keep clean. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy all of the sports things. Man, it's good times. Good times.
Hell yeah.
I'm Keisha, and on the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. You all have a great weekend. Peace.